Rock on.
Doctors, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
Looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WeP3 Team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left your left, left right your left. You got it.
Rock on.
Hello and welcome to the People's Patriot Project. Tonight, we've got our show. We've got your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime live everywhere. Check out all of our profiles at the People's Patriot Project. Marky Peterson, Jonathan Crochet, Battle Buddies, Bourbon Battle Buddies. And check out our YouTube as well. Like it, subscribe to it, listen in. It's going to be quite a night of not so wonderful and then some super wonderful things going on. You know what? Almost every week we bring you a guest, and almost every week we bring you a musician, new and old friends. And so tonight we don't have either of those. We have been blessed with some other things to talk about. Things we have coming up, and then some other things that are going on in the world. Again, we always love to mention Bobby and Peggy Kretzinger with Operation Texas Strong. Man, they just keep rolling. I haven't looked. I'm sure they're up to the 130s on their campers for homeless veterans that they collect, and they fix them up and they give them away. And you know what? Some of them don't even need fixing up. They're so amazing. Check them out at Operation Texas Strong. And today is April 16th, 2023. Before we get started, we're going to ask that you take off your hats, stand if you can, cover your heart, and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I forgot about the words. I got a little bit ahead, didn't I?
That's all right. You're all good. You're good.
This is my first time here.
I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked the first time we tried it with you. And then the last two times you've been busy doing what you're supposed to be doing, spending time with family, and that. And then Jonathan had that role. And so, no, you get a break. You get a break. You're good. We got a lot of people rattling into the comments real quick, and I'm going to get banners up.
So we can say hi to Joel Hunt. This might be one of Jonathan's connections.
No, that's H Train from Military Radio.
Joe. Oh, there we go. Hey, Joel. And we got Tammy. Tammy, love seeing you here. And then we have Tammy Joe as well. Tammy Joe, you know we love having you here. And look at this, our very own Bourbon Battle buddies. B3 in the house. He's, watching and participating. Is that fair? Is that doubling up on things? And Jeremy, nice to see you. I think I saw a couple other people popping in. Maybe they don't have anything to say right now, but if you do, say it. Hey, I also want to tell you guys, anyone who's watching, I started. Oh, Ozzy, hey, great to see you. You better hang on a second. Mark's going to probably talk about you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say I started this. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I've seen these little messenger chats all over the place. And so I didn't even know it, but I already am a member of some of those chats. And so I wanted to see, I didn't realize that's what they were. I just joined in, right? Or they join you in. And so I went in and, they're all encouraging, like, start a chat. It'll get people involved. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So I did. And I want to thank everybody so I might have even double invited people. I don't know if you have to invite people if they're already in your group, but I invited a crap ton of people. And thank you for coming in and joining in. It really has been inspirational. Thanks to everyone who has shared their information, reached out. We have a new person in there, and she's just loving everything that's happening. And then we heard from some of our old friends. And it's Doug and it's BJ and everybody's popping in. That's pretty freaking awesome. So thanks all of you for doing that.
I'm really super frustrated because I had this semi-long guideline for the room typed up and was having discussion with myself for the most part, but about what the purpose and the reason for that space would be. And it is literally just to come and get some positivity, get some information from people. We have another Facebook user out there. Love and respect.
No, is that Tammy Joe adding on? It could be Tammy Joe adding on.
Who that is? Awesome.
Wait, we must pause for a commercial ad. Liquid Death is amazing.
Liquid Death.
Carbonated water. We may love Murder Your Thirst. I happen to have the mango chainsaw flavor. It's Murder Your Thirst. It says it more than once. Yeah, they are death to plastic. We better start. I'm going to type that in right now. #death to plastic. That's why we use these cans. I do have to shout out Shannon Book. I saw him drinking them one time. He said they're awesome. I couldn't find them anywhere. And when I did, I bought them by the case. And thank goodness I loved them because they're really good. And we would love a sponsorship, Liquid Death. Let us know if you can hear us out there. We would love it.
There was maybe a letter that was put out just to, I don't know, think of a little branding piece. And you know what? It talks about, again, like Andrew was saying, what death to thirst
Plastic.
is there.
Murder Your Thirst.
Murder Your Thirst. That's right. And I think we can murder your thirst and save some lives at the same time. And I'm kind of leaning towards the severed lime flavor. Is what it is. I had one this weekend, and then I just gave me an epiphany to reach out to them and have a conversation. It was one-sided so far. It was from me to them, but we'll see what happens and have those conversations. No, I want to make sure I get I did a shout out or a semi shout out there to Mr. Joel Hunt. He's with Military Broadcast Radio. They are streaming our show on their channel as well, and we thank you for that. We have some things coming up in the real near future. Just made an admin to our radio station out of South Carolina, Georgia, Mr. Michael Madsen of Foxhole Radio. And we're going to be moving forward in that. Just so you know, WeP3 is under construction right now, WeP3 Radio. So if you go and try and find it, you might find it on 2 different platforms, but it's not running and playing right now. So I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that and knows that that's happened. I'm hoping give us a 2-week window and we'll have that up. And I think it's really important when we've got Miss Jen Ford and her new Americana radio out, released on Friday. Excited for her and what she's doing in that space. And then we have our new Mr. Anthony coming on, Jim Anthony. We did a post for him this morning. Absolute phenomenal musician. Has been in the realms of working in Nashville and has had some live stuff happen. He was out of music for a while, but he's back at it and he's running and he's excited. And he's got some connections that he may have mentioned we might be able to use while we're down in Nashville at times. He's still very active down in that space and might have some resources for us and other veterans. So we're really excited about what he's doing. And if you get a chance, I think he says every Wednesday night he does a little live where he plays his he is not a veteran or first responder, but he's a Patriot player. He has some amazing tributes to soldiers, and we're just excited to have him. So
can I also throw out another one, because they reached out to us, just boom, really cool. Really cool. Just got an email from a band called Die Tired. And oh shoot, you know what? Poof, right off the top. And they just reached out and asked if it would be okay. They love veterans, and they have a song called Better Off Alive that they sent to us that they thought was super appropriate for our radio station, not even knowing that we would put all of their music on because of their connection to the veteran and first responder world. So thank you, Die Tired. You guys are, thank you. That's perfect.
I'd like to go back a little bit, and we'll get Jonathan in here with the news here in a second, but I go back to our new, I think it's called WeP3 Buzz. It's not a fundraising page. So it is a clash of all of our networks. It's our friends, it's our families, it's our veterans, it's our first responders, it's our boots on the ground mission influencers from across the country. It's our musical influencers. It's literally everyone that Andrea and myself, Jonathan, and anyone else that's in there. You are welcome to engage as long as it's a way. I mean, I'm not going to sit there. We'll kind of police it, but there's been such amazing conversation in there, and the musicians have been doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing in there. The boots on the ground organizations have done exactly what they're supposed to do in there. But I do want to say it's a place to announce your mission and what you do and your events. It's not a place to fundraise. We allow all of our organizations to come and freely post on any of our pages. We believe that's part of our mission as well. Brian Paul, good to see you, brother. Speaking of boots on the ground, getting her done. He's one of them that's out there down in Oklahoma City. You are welcome to share anywhere on our pages, but we are going to say in that one place, the WeP3 Buzz, that you keep that kind of holistic to the point of helping, encouraging, and positive messaging. And that's what we're going to do. Geraldine, good to see you. It's awesome.
There she is.
So, and we'll get that posted up in there. They're called guides, and I'm learning. It's just a new level of social media that, and we get a lot of stuff put on our plates for that. The things I didn't want to know that I know today because of social media. But real quick before we get to the news, we're kind of in that funky place right now, and we did a little piece the other day in taking a moment of silence for our police officers that we lost in Wisconsin. We just had 3 police officers go down yesterday here in Minnesota in Pope County, and unfortunately, we have also lost a deputy sheriff in that space. Yesterday, we have to sadly put an end of mission for Josh Owen, Deputy Sheriff of Pope County. I said in our preview we'd have a discussion and start talking about how we can solve or have a solution to this. The Pope County Sheriff's Office says 2 of its deputies were shot Saturday evening in Cyrus, along with the Starbuck police officer. One of the deputies, Joshua Owen, was hospitalized with critical injuries and later died. The other deputy was treated and released, and the Starbuck officer was injured but not hospitalized. We also, in the last week, lost Cameron, Wisconsin officer Gabriel Scheel, who was also a veteran. And sadly, Emily Breedenbach of Chetique, Wisconsin, who was the daughter of a police chief and had recently been engaged to be married. And we lost 2 of those officers just within, again, another 100 miles, not even 100 miles of the Minneapolis area. We have to keep our men and women in blue in our thoughts and in our minds. I do want to take a moment of silence, and then we will say their names one more time in remembrance of the mission that they're on. Joshua Owen, Hunter Scheel, Emily Breedenbach. Say their names so they will not be forgotten. And to remember is not enough. Oh, sorry, Jonathan.
No, I don't enjoy having to do that piece. So, thank you.
What do we got in the world of news, buddy?
So, once again, April is the month of the military child. Recognize the unique challenges that children in military families face. Long separations, having to move frequently, people coming in and out of their lives. We honor their sacrifice to the military community. It's an opportunity to recognize military children and youth for their heroism, character, courage, sacrifices, and their continued resilience. April is also Sexual Assault Awareness Month. The goal is to raise awareness about sexual violence and to educate communities on how to prevent it. Coming up on, actually this is today, right? Yeah, April 16th today. It's a World Semicolon Day. The semicolon is used in the English language to bring 2 independent standalone sentences together into one sentence. What the semicolon has come to represent in the mental health community is the continuation of someone's life. It means that no matter what dark times that you're going through, that there is more to life than just this. It's a representation of having the strength to continue in the midst of a storm, to never give up. And you can show your support by using the hashtag World Semicolon Day on social media and showing off your semicolon design or tattoo if you have one. Some of these are quite awesome. April 18th is National Lineman Appreciation Day. Linemen and women have a very dangerous job in dealing with extreme voltages, and then oftentimes they have to perform that job in other than favorable conditions so that we can stay comfortable most of the time in our homes. After Hurricane Sandy in 2012, Congress passed a bill that designated April 18th as National Lineman Appreciation Day. It became law in 2013. There are approximately 115,000 linemen in the U.S. And don't forget to thank a lineman. You can use the hashtag Thank a Lineman on social media to show your support. April 20th is Volunteer Recognition Day. And as the name suggests, it's a day that we recognize individuals who volunteer their time and energy to help others and to promote good. They do this without expecting compensation or appreciation for their efforts, and in turn inspire others to do the same. Their selfless nature and their sacrifice deserves recognition and applause from the rest of the world. On April 20th, don't forget to show appreciation to volunteers in your community, as almost every one of our lives have been touched or impacted by a volunteer in some way, shape, or form. You can show your appreciation on social media, once again using the hashtag Volunteer Recognition Day. April 22nd. I like this one. This is In God We Trust Day. It came about as a law the U.S. Congress passed to effect the inscription of In God We Trust on U.S. coins on April 22nd, 1864. In God We Trust has appeared on the penny since 1909, the dime since 1916, on all gold coins, silver dollars, half dollars, and the quarter since 1908. In God We Trust is also the official motto of the United States since 1956, when it replaced E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. And that was the motto since 1776. April 22nd, use the hashtag In God We Trust, or I would like to say just use actual currency instead of swiping a card that day. But that's all I got for news, man.
That was good news. I like the hey, Jonathan, thanks for upping the game on that. Jonathan's been doing the news lately, and nice job including all those hashtags. That's awesome. Gives us another connection to it.
There are little tiny nuances that happen every once in a while, and this is an added feature Jonathan has brought to it. We always miss it when the A-bomb isn't with us, but when she wasn't with us on one of the shows, she was doing amazing little note pieces within the chat that I thought was very, I don't know, it was leading, and there was great information, there was great insight in it, and we're always looking for another person who might be willing to sit behind the scenes, can sit on the platform, again, provide a more professional experience when we're doing our show. We take a lot of pride in what gets done in this space and at this time, and we enjoy doing it. We didn't realize it's the marriage that would create, so to speak. We're here every Sunday. We're on an hour before the show starts, and then we have a planning day on Tuesday of every week, and we try to get. We had two amazing guests, and stuff just happens. We don't throw our guests under the bus. Life happens, and we get it. And they had to cancel on us today, and we were super, super excited about tonight's show. But we're still going to be here. And there are people that do come here weekly and make sure and find a place at the table and sit down and hear the conversation and add to the conversation. And it's one of the highlights of my week. So thanks for all you do here on the show, and thanks for all those that come and watch the show. I greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate it. And I don't know, we always find something unique, different, and exciting during each show, and we'll find out what that Easter egg is today. Yeah. So the biggest pieces that we were going to talk about today on our it's time for a song. What do you think?
Oh, for sure.
It looks like Jonathan's chomping at the bit.
I would like, if I can, to make a pick from the options that we have right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to just play anything off of Gen 4's new album. I've rocked that thing probably 3 times in its entirety since Friday, and I had everybody at work listening to it Friday. Really, really good album in its entirety.
So we're a little limited. I mean, because we don't have set up yet. We've got some new features with StreamYard that's going to allow us to have a little bit more adversity. Is that the right word? Expand a little bit, and we've got to get ready. We got to be ready to set that up. So we've got 2 songs from her newly released album, Americana Radio, that was released on Friday. We have Nutshell and Whipping Post. Which one would you like, Jonathan?
Oh, Whipping Post. I've been singing that like crazy.
Okay. So let me get this little setup going here. We have Jen Ford. Oh, I'd like to have a video behind it, because this is one of those ones. I don't know where it was put, and I apologize. We've got Jen Ford and Whipping Post.
I've been run down, I've been lied to. I don't know why I let that mean man give me a fool. He took all my money, he wrecked my new car. Now he's with one of my good time buddies, drinking at some crosstown bar. Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post. Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying. Baby, oh, for loving you, I drown myself in sorrow as I look at what you've done. Nothing seems to change, bad times ain't the same, and I can't run. Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post. Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying. Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post. Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying.
And again for another couple.
That was Jen Ford in Whipping Post. I'm really excited for her. We had Jen and C.W. Wooten. I think we're going to hear from his playlist here in a little bit. And we had Ozzy Ramos with American Veteran Ball on last week. And there was some pieces that were discussed during that showtime about bringing Jen and CW to that event. That event is going to be May 12th in Nation Harbor, which I'm a little bit confused about the space out there, but from what I understand, that counts as Maryland, but I'm told it's like right outside of Washington D.C., Maryland, and apparently there's another 3 airports within like quick driving distance to it. Adam Bird of Heroes Media Group had invited me to come and sit at his table. And it was on kind of I wasn't confident. I wasn't confident I was going, didn't want to commit to it. I was going. I wanted to go, and I want to go with other people. I asked Adam if he felt like I would be in his back pocket, and he said, no. He called me and said, let's do this. And then Mr. Ramos said, he called me and said, hey, you got to be out here. And I am excited to go. So I don't want to pretend it. I don't know that I'm excited about it. There's some pieces that are weird for me, but we can make it work and make it happen. I don't like it in the fact that we've got an event also, which Andrew is going to talk about here in a minute, down in Texas, in Coppell, Texas. It just, things are stacking up on us, and it creates a little conflict. I don't know. There's some people in the panel here that were asked to go as well. I know that some people are committed to family events. That is Mother's Day weekend, and there are things that happen there, which needs to happen there, and we're excited for those pieces as well. We're going to go. We're going to represent. Dave Bray is going to be in, and there's a whole slew of American veterans, service members, and just the gamut of celebrating those who have served. And there is a reason and a purpose and a why as to why we're having conversations with Mr. Ramos and his team. And hopefully we can reveal some of that here in the real near future. And maybe this piece was, well, Adam told me, he said, you know what? A birdie told me that it's important for you to be there because this is like an interview to buy and see who's committed to who, to see what's going to happen when it's going to happen. I'm like, all right, we'll get her done. So that's where we're at. I will plan on doing some live streaming while I'm in Maryland, Washington, D.C. I gotta do a little bit more geography research to say where that area is specifically. And again, like I said, I'm a little confused. Hillbillies from Wyoming struggle with geography in some of these places, so we'll get there. I don't have much more details to this event other than it's May 12th, starts at 5:00, and we're being taken care of very well while we're there. So, Miss Eichmann, tell us about your.
Oh, my event is in Dallas on May 27th. We're going to be doing outdoor concert at the amphitheater at the Sound at Cypress Waters. Excuse me. This will be called the Lone Star Shock and Awe Dallas, because we are also looking at Austin and Houston. So we have been fundraising for sponsors so that we can put all the moving pieces together, including these details like insurance and barricades, because there's a beautiful water behind the stage, and it's family event. We don't want any kiddos falling or adults who act like kids, if I can say that, falling into the water, even though we are hoping that our audience will be just tons of first responders and veterans and military current and everybody and their families and their supporters will be there. Because I sent messages to all of the departments in the area in the hopes that it's a day for them. So this will be put on by the People's Patriot Project, and we will start out with Johnny Cole Murdoch. You'll see I shortened that because it kept making the names bump down because I'm very gifted at graphic design. So we got Johnny Cole Murdoch. He'll be opening up for us. We've got Old 81 Band, and I'm going to say shout out to Polly, because even though that's not his real name, that's how I know him from day one. They're amazing, red dirt band kind of music. And then we have the George Michael Dooley Band, and that'll be country. They are gifted and talented, and they've been out there a long time. George and another band member are also veterans. Old 81 Band actually has a couple first responders, and Johnny Cole is a veteran as well. And then we have Tammy Jo Dabbs, who will be backed up by the George Dooley Band. Tammy Jo being a veteran herself, she's been putting out some of her own songs. She's gifted at songwriting as well. And she's just an energetic performance on stage. We have Holly Ann, who will be closing things up for us, because we have we have Holly Ann, and then we have a lot of things that we will wrap up at the end of the show, including some raffles and drawings, and there'll just be fun stuff all day long. There's 6 businesses total right in the immediate area. We'll be doing shout outs for them. They have got a brewery, a winery, and food, and just really cool stuff there. I didn't mention Chad Hutto, our comedian extraordinaire. He's also a veteran, and he's been on our show, and he just he's an MC for us as well. So he'll be, any of you that are listening that are in, I don't care how far away, but would like to come, and I think that's Tammy Jo again, the Facebook user who is excited. You guys shouldn't miss it. I mean, my gosh, it is by veterans and first responders, for veterans and first responders. And Coppell, haven't been there, but man, if I were moving to Texas, I think I would consider the area. The people are so incredibly nice. So if you know anyone down there, let them know, give them a shout out. We've been sharing all this information all over our social media. Here is the line for tickets. Of course, I didn't introduce it as tickets, but for tickets, use that link at qgive.com. We're doing tickets. We wanted to make it cheap for people. It's a whole day event. If you want to stay, $25 per individual isn't that expensive, even if you only want to stay for a couple hours for these amazing performers. But if you want to bring a friend, it's 2 for $35. 2 tickets for $35. So order them in multiples of 2 and bring some friends. That's what I suggest. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your blankets, bring a little picnic basket, and just have a good time amongst all of us who support first responders and veterans. It will be an amazing day. So, you know what? We're gonna have to play some Johnny Cole Murdoch music too. Not tonight necessarily, but we should, and some old 81 music. These guys are awesome.
They are awesome.
And I know Tammy Jo and Holly, it's just been longer since we've played those two. We've had some Tammy Jo and Holly Ann music on here recently. So thanks, you guys.
It would be great to highlight them on, and I probably shouldn't even bring this up, but highlight them on WeP3 Radio with a little bit more feature time, but we'd have to get that up and running for that to be the case. And it will get up. It'll get up. It'll get running. What will you find and see on WeP3 Radio? All of the 90-plus veterans and first responders that we've had on our show and our Patriot players as well. And then there will be our podcast. There will be some guest podcasts. We've reached out to some other podcast groups. I'm pretty confident there will be maybe something from a group called the Bourbon Battle Buddies on there at some point. If there might be something in the works in that space, I don't know. If there was any information about that, would anyone want to share any of that information right now?
Just spent probably about 3 hours today editing videos and photos and putting stuff together. So the intro is pretty much taken care of. I am hoping and trying to get at least one episode out in the month of April. I really want to get it done. This is it's going to be called Bourbon Battle Buddies, but make no doubt about it, it's about as WeP3 as it gets. I'm not going anywhere. This is where it's going to stay. So we're gonna keep it in the house. We're gonna almost be a continuation, I guess you'd say. I intend to have some entrepreneurs that are veteran first responder, highlighting veteran first responder businesses, and I'd love to have some conversations with some of the musicians that come through here and give them an extra time in the spotlight or anything like that. So we're still working out a few final details, but we hope to have that up and going by the end of the month and rocking them out once a week moving forward.
You're going to be a busy man, dude.
Yeah, I feel like I am already, but I'm sure it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Busy, and it'll be good. I mean, and there's a ton of support coming from this camp to that camp, and just fostering an amazing relationship that we're all on the same page. And it's working. And thank you for all the hard work you do. I'd like to thank Miss Tammy Schroeder, who's in the background helping with the People's Patriot Project, doing what she does for this show. It's very essential that she helps us disseminate the information and get it put out to all the podcast channels and Heroes Media Group with Adam Bird and all the other places that it needs to go. Could not get the job done. Mission could not be completed without the amazing people that come here and do the work. So, and there's a lot more to do. There's a super lot more to do. We are on a current mission right now here in the state of Minnesota. We get missions all over the country as far as supporting veterans and first responder. We have a Vietnam vet that has he had a medical need with the VA. The VA took care of the medical need in part and just needs a little advocacy in that area. And we're working through those pieces right now with that veteran. And so no malfeasance happening, just crossing some T's and dotting some I's and making sure that everything's getting taken care of. We just recently did a homeless veteran I want to say replacement,
relocation.
Relocation. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Relocation. I think that was 2 weekends ago. Again, I can't say thank you enough to the people that were there to support that mission. Drop of the hat kind of experience, less than 24 hours, less than 12 hours. We had boots on the ground in the space that this veteran needed and made sure that we secured his belongings and got it to a new place of residency for him. And again, want to always and constantly thank Miss Eichmann, her husband, Dave Eichmann, Ryan Fierick, Lee Williams, and I'm going to remember this, Jacob Dixon. I used what is it? What do you call that tool, Miss Language Arts? The tool that when you visualize something to remember something. What do you call that tool?
Oh, I don't know. Visualization. I don't know.
Called
It's a relationship thing. I don't remember. You caught me off guard.
It's one of my favorite brands of clothing is Dixon Flannels, and that's how I was able to remember his last name right then. I've got a green Dixon. I want to say it's WeP3 branded Dixon flannel. It's not, but in my heart, I want to say that it is. Another company we reached out to see if we could work out a little something with them, but they get busy in a year. So we gave Jonathan the last selection. A-Bomb. What? We're going to go C.W. Wooten and I forgot who the other one I mentioned. I have to go look at my notes now.
Lake and Lindell.
Oh, yeah. Lake and Lindell. You got me stuck on that Lincoln thing, Jonathan. Who would you like to hear from, Andrea?
Let's do Lake and Lindell. It's been a little longer.
Okay. And we have Still Here, Long Way Home, and Crooked Path.
Am I picking?
Yes.
Still Here?
Still Here. This is Lake and Lindell with Still Here.
I can't say for certain that there's any gold left in these hills. Perseverance pays us all, they say, and I just pray that it will. Each night the wolves howl, I scream at so they think I feel no fear. While I try to fall asleep, they just laugh and wonder why I'm still here. But I'm still here. I'm still here. I watch the flicker in the flame. I stay the same here.
That is Lake and Lindale still here. John Krenz is the veteran in there, and they are stationed down in Nashville, excited about the work that they're doing. We get the special privilege of knowing that they'll be in this space at some time, and we'll hopefully get a chance to do a little viewing of their work when they're in the Minnesota area this next coming summer. It sounds like they're going to be at one of our bigger festivals, not Moondance Jam, the
WeFest.
one in Detroit Lakes.
WeFest.
Thank you, WeFest. Thank you. Exciting. Well, is it plausible that we're going to be able to wrap this show up in our original traditional 1 hour slot?
Oh my gosh, we're like right almost there. That's crazy.
I have literally never seen that.
Wait, so since Jonathan has been here, we haven't finished in an hour? That
I think we are a solid hour and a half show. I've made the claim several times. I don't know how the news does it, including commercials, and they get that 30 minutes of highly needed to know information done in that. Maybe that's what it is. It's just not needed to know information, and it just. But they get like the news segment, the weather segment, and the sports segment, and I don't know, maybe. The purpose and the mission. We are the People's Patriot Project. We the people, the People's Patriot Project. Our mission is actually to activate, motivate, and I don't know what the other word is I want to use, but mobilize the 90% of our country that I'm sorry if I put it this way, not much skin in the game, but gets to lay our heads on the pillows of freedoms daily. I do have a little different vernacular I like to use, but I'll be kind tonight. There's a gigantic portion of our world. Me and Miss Eichmann work in the world of education, and it's not the safest place either. And I do know people put themselves in harm's way and going to some of their jobs and this and that. But our brothers and sisters in arms and our brothers and sisters in the levels of first responders as police, fire, EMS, corrections, and dispatch daily put their lives in harm's way to make sure that we, for the most part, get to go home and eat dinners with our families, and we get to go and enjoy the things that we've worked hard for. Some of those people don't get to go back to their families, as we stated at the beginning of this show tonight. I get that the rest of the world has those pieces too, but these people are protecting your opportunities to do that. It's not general life stuff. We are here to protect against the silent, deadly, and the invisible enemies of our veterans and first responders by giving them an opportunity, by seeing that there are different options. We are on a daily mission to accomplish this. We're always looking to attract three different types of people, though, when we're doing this. We are looking for boots on the ground individuals who want to continue the mission. We've had over 190 other organizations on our show since we started this. The WeP3 Buzz chat space has a number of them in there having conversations. And we are here to support those organizations as long as they are boots on the ground making a difference. Just like, and that's a segue into, we do not support all police officers. We do not support all veterans. We do not support all firefighters and EMS providers. We do not support those people that break the code of their service, and they're out there, and we get it, and we know it. It's a small percentage of the big groups, and we will 100% back our men and women in blue. I know that's the one piece that we are talking about regularly. The other type of people we're looking for are the ones that need the help. And sometimes that help just comes with the realization that there is a support system out there. There's a conversation. Sometimes that's all that it takes. Many of the people that call in for help with the People's Patriot Project, I'm not even sure I said that right. Did I just have a moment? The People's Patriot Project are excited by the fact that there's just someone there to listen, that someone picked up the phone, answered their call, or returned their phone call. That's what we do. We are boots on the ground, and we are committed to being part of the mission. And we've taken all kinds of asks. We've helped with homelessness. We've helped with drug addiction. We have helped with relocations. We have helped provide transportation. We have provided clothing. We have provided utilities. We have provided ways to serve. And there's a lot more that we would like to do. But we can't do it without the third person that we are looking for. And that is the person that has the time, the talent, and the treasure. The people that are listening to this show, I have a very hard time asking our veterans and our first responders to foot the bill, so to speak, when they've already got skin, blood, limbs, and lives in the play already. So that goes back to that mobilization of we the people, the 90% of those people who have not signed that dotted line. You're living on the privileges of other men and women who have laid it down for you. And I know you may battle that. Tammy Jo, thank you so much. You are helping. You are part of the mission, and we appreciate you, sister. Another way, and this doesn't really cost you anything. You're already paying your cell phone bill, but you have people in your life, in your network, in your space that are having thoughts that are contemplating not being here for the future. And it's as simple as texting. It's as simple as, if you want to, call and just say, hey, brother and sister, we focus on veterans and first responders, but this doesn't mean that it's not a piece that you can't do with anyone in your life. Just thinking about you, just want to know you're okay. I was thinking about you and want to know how you're doing. I had someone reach out to me today and ask me, how are you doing? And I said my common candor response, which isn't necessarily the truth. And, but I will say I'm okay. I know I'm okay. And I'm able to work myself through my spaces. And I've got an amazing support team of people and veterans and people that sit and come and meet and have conversations and even talking with Andrea and just some pieces we dealt with this morning, and just celebrating words like what Jonathan puts out there. Jonathan put a piece in the WeP3 Buzz this morning, and it was something I just needed to hear. I just because I'm celebrating it. Mr. Have a Stutter, Ramus, Ozzy Ramus this morning did a post, and it was something that struck me very, very close to my heart. And it was never underestimate the power of numbers in the mustard seed. Doing more with less. No paid staff, no grants, no funding, simply from the heart and self-sustained with dedicated volunteers, 365 to 24/7. They are driven by passion. This was his thing, but the post was those inspired to reap the benefits of the seeds they sow must burden the energy it takes in supporting it. And that is a piece that sometimes boots on the ground organizations struggle with. We do a very good job of keeping the muck in our backstage and not letting the rest of the world see some of the stuff that we deal with. I'm not whining. I'm just saying there's stuff. And it gets burdensome at some times. Andrea had a reflection today for herself as well and shared it. If you'd like to see that, go to WeP3 Buzz and give it a check. And if you need an invite, let us know. We'll make sure you're invited to it. We want to make that community a safe place to have those conversations. I do believe Jonathan is committed to make sure that he's got a word of thought every day for that space. And we appreciate Jonathan in doing that. You can also check out what he's doing on his Bourbon Battle Buddies page. And he's got a great thinker. He's got a great thinker. It might be because he's not using it to grow hair, that he's keeping like the knowledge and stuff inside.
Wasted opportunity.
No, there's just so many blessings, and it really. Again, I don't want this to come across as whining and complaining because it's not. That's not my intentions. But sometimes the amazing things get lost in the few mucky situations. And if you need to be lifted up, that's what we're here to do. And we have committed from the very beginning. And I can tell you where it came from. It was during that dirty C word. 3 years ago, I think it was the second week, we committed to making our message was going to be positive. It was going to be accurate. It would be informative. And we weren't going to get sucked down by any of the negative pieces. So I'm not overtly spiritual. I don't know if people know this, but I've absolutely been excited to watch Topher walk around and do what he's doing lately. He is walking around and he asks 3 biblical questions to anyone. And it's kind of funny because he'll walk up to 2 people and say, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I'm going to give you $100. And then he ends up giving $100 to both of the people. So Topher is walking around asking people biblical questions. He's on a mission. If you don't know who Topher is, he is a rap artist, veteran, and spiritual mentor. And he's walking around he tells people, I'm going to ask you 3 questions that are in the Bible, and I'm going to give you $100 afterwards. Whether they get it right or wrong, he gives them the $100. And it's just like, you know what, dude? You're doing the thing, brother. You're doing the thing. He's Patriot forward or paying it forward. And it's just a blessing to have him in our network as well. I'd like to get the rest of that surly crew onto the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime stuff. There's the Marine Rapper. We got a handful of people we'd love to get on here. If there are people who are out there who have guests that you would like to see on here, let us know. We've got some pretty exciting stuff coming up. We've got the author of American Sniper coming on. We have Nate Boyer, the guy that had a conversation with a football player about the way he behaved pregame. And he actually played in the NFL as well. I don't know if people realize this, but Nate Boyer, special force operator, still currently serving. what played in the NFL. So that, and he was old when he got, the right word's not drafted. He was signed. He wasn't drafted, but really old guy when he did it, like in his 30s plus, which is old for NFL. We got some really, and just amazing slew of new artists coming in. We're here to make sure that it's informative and that the message is positive. And we went over because I got windy a lot. Not real far over. We'll close with a C.W. Wooten song. Jonathan, do you have anything in closing?
You brought up the post this morning, and I've been kind of thinking about it, and I had some stuff I wanted to add to it, maybe. So just to kind of catch everybody up, if they haven't seen it, let me get it pulled up. The post says a river doesn't cut through rock because it's powerful, but rather because it's persistent and never stops moving. And I was sitting here thinking about it even before you brought it up, and I wrote down the river doesn't cut through the rock because it's powerful, but I live in South Louisiana and we're close to the mouth of the Mississippi River, and it's quite powerful. But that happens because there's all these little rivers and tributaries and bayous and things that are adding water into this river all the way down, right? And so as all these extra people keep putting in the time, putting in the work, putting in the effort, headed towards the same mission, the mission becomes more powerful. So the river is powerful. It's powerful and persistent. And it's the people, it's the waters that add on to that river. It's the small, seemingly insignificant bayous that are dumping extra water on. It's the little things that people do to help out the mission that makes it more powerful than it seems to be at times.
How far are you from the Mississippi?
About 30 minutes, maybe.
30 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, that's New Orleans direction, but I'm sure a straight path would get me there a little bit quicker.
Sure. I mean,
so you're thinking I could put my pontoon right in and just go?
Well,
and
I mean, eventually you'd make it.
From Jonathan.
I was having a simpler thought than that, but I don't hate that idea either. Like, I was thinking about putting like a little WeP3 green ducky in the river, because it starts here in Minnesota, and then you just sit out there and wait for it to show up and see if it ever shows up.
It's going to be a while.
That would be kind of fun. We could see.
It wouldn't last. I was going to say, could you like hook a GoPro to it and watch it go on its little adventure down there? And
I'm sure somewhere there's some scientist or whatever that's put a tag and tracker on a fish and has watched it go from Minnesota to maybe South Louisiana. I'm sure it's happened at some point. I don't know about a rubber ducky, but
put it in a glass bottle. I have a nice solid Coke bottle with soda bottle with a cork in it. We can we'll make it work. We'll be the scientists.
Let's put our brains together and do something unique or fun. I mean, we could do I'm sure environmentalists would not like this, but we could do a rubber ducky race from Minnesota down, and everyone could sponsor a duck. And when it gets down there, the first one that gets down there wins. But I'm sure that environmentalists would not like that idea.
It's probably going to be a while.
Yeah.
Who monitors it?
The crazy stuff.
That one dude in the canoe the whole time.
Miss A-Bomb, do you got anything in closing?
Yeah. Shoot, I had one thing and now I forgot. But I do want to make sure that we mention our guests next weekend. We want to be on the watch for Jeremy Harrell or Harrell. Language arts teacher has a hard time, 2 R's and 2 L's. Harrell. He is with Veterans Club Inc. And our music will come from, I think, is Sam Stedman music? Yes. I did not recruit these 2 people. So Sam Stedman will be bringing music next weekend for our show.
New artist.
Notes have been sent. So let's hope they got their stuff together because we have our stuff together. And honestly, I don't think there's anything else that I have. I think that's it.
And I absolutely
Thanks for being here tonight.
Yes. And I think I've actually said enough for the night. I would like to at some point, I don't know if it's this platform, but at some point I would like us to have a conversation about what can the world do? What can people do to stop this insanity and this piece where all and any or some people are offing other people? I mean, this has been an ongoing thing, but it's the fact that our police officers are dealing with it and they are stuck with their hands. And again, we saw just a recent issue where unfortunately some police officers killed an innocent person just recently, and this isn't an attack. It was something they followed protocol. They went to the wrong address. The guy came out with a gun because he didn't know who was knocking on his door, and unfortunately he was dispatched. That stuff sucks. There was no negligence there. It was a piece that no one wants to see happen. But how do we have these conversations where we're not so in the position where we feel our life is at risk that we have to do some of these pieces? Because I'm telling you, these guys and gals that are showing up for work are not making it home because of the people that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And how do we fix that? I don't know if I know we have a way of speaking our minds and thoughts. I don't know if we've got the movement, the motion, the piece that will make something happen. So the things that we watch in the news, there's a bunch of stuff that is not rational. It's some of the things that they are suggesting, just it's not going to work. And what can we do to put something together that will work? Unfortunately, I think you segregate, and that's a terrible, dirty word. I get it, and I'm not talking race, culture, or anything like that. I'm thinking people that behave in a certain nature go to this space and let the others someplace else. That's not an answer. That's not a solution. I'm just thinking out loud. So I won't ask anyone to weigh in on that. I'll take the heat and let that be what we weigh on. Thank you for coming and watching. Thank you for being part of our lives. Thank you for being part of the mission. Make sure you are liking and sharing. If you get a chance, check out our YouTube channel and subscribe. I promise you someday we will have either the time and or the resources or the person who can help clean that thing up. What you will find on our YouTube channel is all of our episodes, all of our events, our weekly debriefs, and all of some little tiny little snippets and clippets and you name it. And I'm struggling to find the link to our YouTube channel.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's not. I just can't find it. Well,
I was actually listening. We'll call that.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I got her. They tell me that someday when we get enough subscriptions that they will send us. Last week in our, what do you call it? What's Facebook called now? It's called something else.
Meta.
Thank you. In our Meta remittance, we got 3 checks last week just because of what's going on. It's earth-shattering checks, 32 cents each and every one of them. But it's doing something. I know.
They did not mail the checks.
No, they don't. It goes right to the bank. And because we don't need the higher security to make that happen and make sure we get it there that way. So last weekend we had 2 music artists on. We had Jen Ford and we had her new amazing friend, C.W. Wooten. I think he had a mission statement to his Back to Wichita. So we'll play C.W. Wooten, Back to Wichita. Check us out tomorrow, Monday night, 4:30 for our debrief. It'll look a lot like today's show. And then next weekend, like Andrea said, we have, again, 2 amazing guests. We got your 6 at 6, Patriot Playtime. We will see you later. Patriot Pride.
Patriot Pride.
Best Buy, Little Caesars, Subway, all across the nation's been played. So we're pretty freaking excited about it. Come on, y'all, let's take a little trip to Wichita.
Made me think it was my plan. Your southern charm and wit have always been your gift. The downfall of many a good man. But there you go again, off with my best friend, acting like you done lost your mind. Well, I ain't about to stay with you treating me this way. So love is not really blind. But the whiskey gets me before you do. I can't let my heart fall. I'll be throwing down my second round, and I'm headed back to Wichita. And make me look insane, but your words feel just like a slap. I can tell by